Alright guys, so I'm on a roll tonight. I figured I would show you the next step in this whole process here. So the next process is charging them with your preferred powder. So this load that I'm using is a CFE 223. So now we have this whole tray with primed cases, which took me all of like 3 minutes with this little cool little doodabber that we looked at. Now what I do is I come over to my scale, and first thing I do is calibrate that. I won't show that to you, but my little powder scoop that goes on and reads 0 because I tared it out. So here we go. This is going to be a super tricky part. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. So excuse me, each individual bullet, round, whatever you want to call it, has its specific load data depending on projectile weight, projectile itself, caliber, all that kind of stuff. So it's not that you just fill the entire brass case up with powder and jam a bullet in there. There is a little bit of a science to it with regards to pressures and burn rate of the powder and everything. So there is a little bit of science involved, and it's not what it all is made out to be as far as reloading. You just pour powder in, put something in it, and call it a day. That's not how that works. So a little less rambling here. I'm going to show you how to do this. This is going to be one-handed. So my goal for this load is 26.3. Now this is the powder throw. I got my powder in it, and this little knobber on the back. See that little plunger in the middle here? That you turn in and out to meter the powder that gets thrown when I pull this lever. So you kind of have to dial that in. Now I was out here last night and I made 50 more. So I left this thing alone. So it should be pretty damn close to 26.3 grains. So again, I'll check my tare, which is 0, and it's in grains. So I'm gonna pause the video real quick because I don't have a way to throw and catch all the powder. Maybe I do. So this lever goes up. Hold on. Lever's going up. Just meets the highest stroke. Comes down. I'm doing it slow so I don't make a mess. Just so you guys can see. Now, powder trickles out of there and goes into my little powder pan or whatever. Now what I do is I like to tap this thing in case something gets hung up. I'm going to tap it with my phone real quick. So tapped it. Now our goal again is 26.3 grains. You can see 26.33, pretty dang close to me. So now, I mean, again, this is locked down from last night, but you lock this little knobber down. Now that every time you throw that lever, you're getting 26.3 grains of powder. So now that I have my powder in there, I take my funnel. It's an aluminum funnel with a brass insert that's made for 17 caliber bullets. So I take my bullet, stick it in. See if I can use this little doodabber. Nope, I can't because the shell holder's not in there. Let's see if I can balance it here. So I have my 26.3 grains of CFE 223 and my little powder pan here, and you can see all you got to do is dump it down in there. I like to see if I can get as much out as I can. Typically I tap it, but I don't want to knock this over. Grain here or there isn't really that big of a deal for what I'm doing. I'm not really performance target shooting with it. So if you can see down inside there now, Probably not. Maybe. So, maybe not. Oh, there you go. You can catch the powder that I have in there. At which point, now another rather difficult part with one hand is I'll take this out. I almost dumped it over because that's what I'm used to doing. So I'm just going to drop this here. Now I have my charge case. These are the 20 grain VMAX pills. You can see how tiny that is. That's 20 grains with a polymer tip that we're going to press into there. So wish me luck here. This part's a little tricky. Ooh, see what I mean? Normally I don't chamfer or anything on the opening of the case. Usually I can get lucky and just get it to stay rigid in there, but now that I'm filming, it's not going to happen. So I'm gonna, oh shit, well, we're gonna have to pause because I blew that one. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I actually spilt it a second time after trying to do this. So I have the 26.3 grains of the powder in here. I actually quickly chamfered the opening to get the bullet and just to easy peasy it for me for you guys. Now we're gonna move back to the press here. I'm gonna sneak this guy in here into the shell holder. Sorry you guys didn't see that. I'll do it again, try to screw it up. I snuck this into the shell holder here. Now this is a seating die. Now what I'm gonna do is I will loosen this up a bit, tighten this down just to kind of show you the process. Now there's a case overall length when it comes to this, and this is what we're gonna do while we're seating this bullet. So this piece here, you typically run all the way out, press it, take your measurement, and then adjust this down incrementally to get the proper case overall length. So now that that case is in there and that die is in there, I'm going to pull this lever. You see the bullet goes up into the seating die. Now you come down, notice that the bullet has actually been pressed into the case. So now what we're going to do quickly is take my caliper, turn it on, set it to 0. Now I'm going to do this off camera just because it's going to be a problem. I'll measure so I'm getting, now that I moved, it moved. It's kind of really hard to do with one hand. Really hard. I'm getting 2178. It moved again. So 2180 is what I'm getting. Now my desired case overall length is 2169, I believe. I'll double check that in my loading data and verify that. But what that means is, you saw me cheat this back a little bit just to show you guys. Now that that's loose, I'll run this down a little bit more, tighten that, put this back in, push that down again. Now I repeat the process of measuring the case overall length until I get my desired length. This is like almost impossible one-handed, so bear with me. $21.68.5, so that is good enough for me. This is I always give them a shake test just to make sure I'm not loading squibs here. That is a completed 17556 by KAK. Ready to go. Cool stuff. Now I get to do those for the other 50. I actually primed 51. There's a case back there that's primed, so I got a whole tray of 50 to go yet. One down, 50 to go. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.